Hey friends, how you all doing? This is NZ. This is my friend Jay. We're sitting here at the Minnesota Trans Health Conference in Minnesota. I think we're actually in St. Paul right now. The day is beautiful, and we just left our workshops on the politics of passing while black. It's pretty much an extension on what I've been speaking on in these video logs. And so I am giving my friend Jay an opportunity to just speak about stuff. I'm going to ask him some questions, and I will be out of the camera from now on. Okay. So, can you introduce yourself and tell us how you self-identify?
Alright, my name is Jay, and I identify as male, transgender F to M, um, and genderqueer. It's kind of all a big thing. I really usually don't put labels on it. It's a pretty broad spectrum, but male would be a good one.
Since you started your transition experience, how have your family been supportive of you as a black male?
My mom was real good about it. When I came out to her, I was actually pretty surprised how well she took it. I guess just because as a child I've always been really masculine, and I think over the years she probably had assumptions. Um, Other family members that I've come out to mostly just kind of ignore it. I still get called by my birth name, and I still get a lot of female pronouns, even though I've told them I don't prefer it. Um, so it's just kind of that thing where we talk about something else. If we're on the phone or if we're talking, we talk about school, we talk about everything under the sun, but we don't touch gender or anything like that. So I guess it could be a lot worse compared to other guys' stories, but it is kind of hard when your family doesn't want to acknowledge who you are and who you're trying to be.
I spoke about a little bit in the workshop today, but I also spoke about it in a video about the perception of coming from one of the most sexualized images in America to transitioning into becoming one of the most feared images in America. Do you want to speak about that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, growing up, I was always socialized into thinking that um, my appearance was everything. So my body was everything. My hair was everything. I had to make sure I looked a certain way when I walked out of the house. And as I got older, I realized that that all had to do with how I was perceived, as far as black women are perceived as um, being really hypersexualized and having to meet certain standards of beauty. Um, and since transitioning, um, I'd say that a lot of times I'm in fear of being feared. So it's hard for me to go places because ahead of time I know that I might not be safe there. I've had a lot of situations where I am the only person of color and the only male in a room full of white women, and that comes from at one time identifying as lesbian and realizing that I've lost that space, and that now it's a fear of why is he here? What is he going to do? And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a big change, and it's really hard to try to deal with that. I guess you could say it's a different kind of I don't know if I want to say oppression, but it's like that. Like being a black woman, you have your own oppressions, but being a black male, it's definitely there's overlaps in that.
Thank you, Jay. Do you want to say anything else? Any concluding words or anything?
Uh, nah, it's a great conference. I'm glad I came, and anybody wants to hook me up on some places I can go to meet other guys of color, let me know because that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Awesome. Hopefully, you'll hear from Jay again. Thank you for listening, and we'll be following up with some other guys. Thanks.